What the heck just happened? We had an extremely important game today against those those darn Michigan State Spartans, and we blew it. We just didn't show up. It didn't look like it was going to be a great game at the beginning. It should have been a great game. It was like 20-7 at one point, 19-7 at one point. And then after that point, Michigan was like, you know what? I don't want to win anymore. And that's exactly what happened. Michigan State ended up winning 75-63, a 12-point win. Even though Michigan had an 11-point win at some point during the game, and Michigan had a 6-point lead at halftime. One of the main problems was the second half. Second half, one of the worst Michigan games I've ever seen since they played Villanova in the March Madness 2018 National Championship last year. With that game they lost by like 20 points against Villanova, which Villanova isn't that good this year. Or I mean, they are good, but not as good as last year or the previous years. But seriously, 75-63, continuously, over and over and over again. We continue to try to do layups and miss them all the time. It's the definition of insanity. Repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. We needed this win to secure the number 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament. Now, I know it's not that big of a deal if we don't get the number 1 seed, because Michigan are back-to-back Big Ten champions. Because 2 years ago, they defeated Wisconsin, and then last year they defeated Purdue. How do we go from 2017 to 18, we beat Michigan State twice in regular season, and in the semifinal of the Big Ten championship tournament, or not the championship, the tournament. But then this year we lose to them both times. I mean, yes, we do have another shot against them if we play them this year in the tournament. But if we play them again, we'll have to play them at Michigan State again, maybe. It's going to be difficult. I'm not upset because we don't get the number 1 seed. I don't care about that. I'm upset is because of how they performed. Like, how? How do you only make two shots? 2 shots from in the paint in the entire second half. Only 2. The rest were either 3 free throws or 3-pointers. The first half was great. I was talking to my friend Player One Gaming on the phone during the game, and I was saying, if the second half goes just how the first half went, we should win this game. But you know what? It didn't happen. How's it gonna happen if you just keep doing the same thing over and over again? Just try layups and layups and layups and keep missing and missing and missing, and have Michigan players continuously foul Michigan State players over and over and over and over again. That was a ridiculous game. One of the worst Michigan basketball games I've ever seen in my entire life. And I started watching Michigan basketball in 2013 when I was in 6th grade. And that was the year after Michigan lost in the national championship to Louisville that one year, whatever year it was, 2012, I think. It's just, that game was unacceptable. Unacceptable. That was a terrible game. if Michigan wants to have a great run like they did in March Madness last year, heck, maybe even win the national championship this time, they need to have better games. They can't have a game like that again if they want to be back to back to back Big Ten champions, or maybe even win March Madness. Because you have like great teams in there like Virginia or like Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, Gonzaga. It's just disappointing. It is disappointing. Very, very disappointing. I just that game was unacceptable. Completely 100% unacceptable. Like, I don't get it. And I thought I was done with this. This was a great year for men's basketball. We only lost 5 games this year. Is that better than last year? Yes. We finished 28 the 2018 part of the season undefeated. We were at number 2. And then the only team that was ahead of us was Duke at that point. And then when we were thinking, we need Duke to lose if we want to be number 1. And funny enough, the week where Duke finally loses, Michigan loses too, to Wisconsin. That was our first loss. Then we win more games, and then we lose a terrible game to Iowa. And then somehow get upset by Penn State, who's one of the worst teams in the Big Ten this year. And then we lose to Michigan State twice. We lose to them at Chrysler Center and at Breslin. And that game at Michigan State, that game at Michigan against Michigan State was Michigan's first loss at home in quite some time. Michigan has lost 5 games. Four of Michigan's 5 losses were on the road. When we lost to Wisconsin, it was at Wisconsin. When we lost to Penn State, it was at Penn State. When we lost to Iowa, it was at Iowa. And today, when we lost to Michigan State, it was at Michigan State. That game against Michigan State back in like late February was at Michigan. So that means we lost to them both times. Now, season's not over yet. We still have the Big Ten tournament. March Madness hasn't even happened yet, even though it is March. Today's March 9th. This next week, Wednesday through Friday, is the Big Ten tournament. Saturday or something like that should be the championship game. We could possibly play Michigan State in the Big Ten championship again. Or not again. But we should probably play them if Michigan makes it. Michigan does get a double bye, though. I know what some of you people are thinking. I'm complaining because I'm a Michigan fan. That's what we like to do, just complain all the time. You know, some Michigan fans seem like that. That's what I always see in the comment sections of whenever the Big Ten Network YouTube channel has a poll. There's always 2 types of comments: the Michigan fans and people complaining about the Michigan fans. Like earlier in the year, Big Ten Network asked a question: who will get the last double bye? It would be Maryland, Iowa, or Wisconsin. Wisconsin ended up getting it, but majority of the people, including me, picked Maryland. And I looked in the comments, and there were some people complaining. They're like, why isn't Michigan on this list? You know, they didn't realize Michigan already clinched a double bye along with Michigan State and Purdue. So Michigan's going to end up getting a 3 seed in the tournament because Purdue won today against Northwestern. So Wednesday begins the Big Ten tournament. It'll be like the worst Big Ten teams. Like there'll be Illinois versus Northwestern and Penn State versus Rutgers, I think, or I don't know. And then other teams play Thursday, and then the double bye teams play on Friday, and then the championship game is on Saturday or Sunday or one of those days. Anyway, the point of this video is that very, very, very unacceptable performance by Michigan. Continuously missed layups over and over and over and over again. I just don't understand. How do you... I'm not as mad about this as I was when Michigan played Ohio State and Florida. Because, to be honest with you, football is my favorite sport. Basketball is my second favorite sport. Baseball is my third favorite. But college basketball. I mean, I always want Michigan to do good. But if they play like absolute garbage, it's just... it's upsetting. Like... It's just upsetting. I wasn't this upset about a Michigan game since we played Villanova in the 2018 national championship. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I guess you could call this a little rant video. It's not as good as my friend Player One Gaming's one about him when he made his video about Ohio State killing Michigan, but anyway. I'll see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.